So you'll notice this very explorative dog, now quite mountain experienced, feeling feral. She came home on her own after 2 nights out in the bush, or whatever we call it here, forest, and happy, healthy, covered in ticks. We spent the morning, well, first just like freaking out and jumping around because she's back. Whoa, got the camera. Don't be fooled. I'm like, I hate the city, but most of my experience in life is down there. So a dog running away for 3 days in the city unseen is basically a death sentence. Up here, it's a thirsty, hungry puppy. So, covered in ticks. We pulled like probably 10 ticks out of her ears alone. But in other news, we've learned that the local bees are really curious and quite friendly. Nobody's been stung, even though they just are always here. They're always buzzing around us, and but nothing. So the plan today, still, and again, is we're going to go up onto the property, find the house spot, set up the quarantine, and come back down, get the cat, take a catter up, and set him free. So then, depending on how far, how crazy of an adventure that is, that might be it for the day. Or if we really have it in us and there's gumption to go, we just might break ground up there. There was serious talk about making dinner up on that side as just a fun. That'd kind of suck, though. We'd still be coming back to sleep, so we don't want to hike back in the middle of the night after dinner. Anyway, ideas. So, big idea is we want to get the cat on the land, acclimating, which once that's accomplished, then probably maybe we come back and use this fancy new hose to bathe ourselves. That would be really fantastic. And then as soon as possible, though, we get up there and we're going to actually break ground. We're going to dig out a willow tree site, where we're going to plant a willow tree in a reed bed, and we're going to take the topsoil off. While I'm here, I might as well tell you, we're going to take the topsoil off and set it aside. Then we're going to dig down, foot, 2 feet. We're not going to get like crazy with it, but we're just going to get down in and start digging out a nice big, maybe 20-foot bed. So we're going to have a shit ton of dirt. And set that dirt aside, and that then becomes our clay processing, because what we want to do then is that hole that we dig is we're going to press that to kind of compress it so we don't get any septic coming out of it. We're going to be using brown water to water this field. And then willow tree, cattails, reeds, that sort of thing. Now, we're not just going to put poop in there. That's a really bad idea. You don't want to use human manure for anything, because the diseases that follow, human poop are the diseases, not surprisingly, that want to kill us. So we'll fully compost everything, but the advantages of this bed is it'll just as a double, triple security process the compost from the human manure into organic matter that we will then recompost into other uses, or of course like physical consumption, firewood or whatever, whatever. Although I don't see us burning it. That's not the point. Point is, does a final rinse of the water and resources, and we don't really directly use them, right? We can use them to feed animals if we want to, but we probably won't do that either. We'll probably just use the biomass from there for other compost and mulch. But that all needs to get planted on sand or very sandy soil. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the compost or the topsoil out, and that's what we're going to use in lieu of compost in the first place, is because we don't have any. We're just moving in. We're going to separate out the sand from the clay. We're going to use the clay for clay building, and we're going to put the sand back into that pit, put the topsoil back on top, then plant our willow tree, our reeds, our cattails, what have you. We probably won't actually be planting that willow tree, reeds, cattails, any of that anytime soon. We really need water up there. We don't need necessarily potable water. We can come down off the hill and refill our jugs. But if we're going to do a reed bed, it needs to be wet. Now, it's pretty fucking wet up here, but it needs to be like puddled right there. So we might be able to do it just after the next like rain or two, since we're digging down in. Oh, that's the other thing, is you need to overflow that water into like neutral ground, not anywhere you're going to use it. Anyway, enough talking about it. You're going to see all this get built anyway. Bye.